Hey guys, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel. And as you can see, I have my best friend with me, Tada.
Hi everyone!
And today we're going to discuss our insecurities with wearing hijab and also the times when we felt we wanted to take it off, right?
Which is normal.
Very normal. The reason why we're making this video is because I've been getting so many emails of women who feel like they're not comfortable or feel secure wearing the hijab. I actually got a very heartfelt message from a young girl living in Germany, and she was just going through like a really rough time with wearing the hijab, and she's 16 years old. So I immediately related to her.
Yeah.
Not with the age, the age aspect,
Yeah.
but just with being young and wearing hijab.
The feeling.
In a country where hijab is not very normal or accepted. So that's the reasoning behind this video, and I thought it would be interesting to bring somebody else that actually went through insecurities with hijab, and you wore it way before I did. Hopefully this would be something that you girls or women get encouraged by and feel proud with wearing the hijab, because at the end of the day, all we want to do is feel comfortable in our own skin and know that we're making the right choice by wearing the hijab. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And with that being said, we're gonna start the video now.
So.
All right, you ready?
Hey, yeah. Okay.
This video is about to get very serious and very personal. How about we start with the age when we started wearing hijab?
Okay. So I was 11.
Mm-hmm.
And alhamdulillah, I was not forced or persuaded or anything. I just wanted to wear it. My mom was a little, not confused, but just, it came out of nowhere. So
I'm sorry, did you wear it before you hit puberty?
Yes.
Okay, like how long before?
A year before. So I can tell you how I got into it.
Uh-huh.
So my mom put me in an Islamic school.
Mm-hmm.
She told me that the uniform would be like
Wearing
hijab and whatever.
Abaya? Okay.
So when I found out, I was like, if I wear it, I might as well just keep wearing it. So I told her, and she was like, are you sure? This is a big decision. Are you positive?
And your mom wears hijab?
My mom wore the hijab, took it off, put it back on. So she went through her own experience. All women go through it.
Yeah.
It's just, honestly, sometimes your insecurities bring you together, closer together than you can ever imagine. You can be raised differently.
That's so
have
true.
Different lives, and yet still have that feeling of insecurity in hijab, and that's okay, that's normal. It's just how you overcome it or how you choose to handle it that defines who you are. So your story?
I was 20, and I was in university when I started wearing hijab, and I also find wearing hijab at a later time is also very hard or challenging.
No, I totally agree. Actually,
right?
Sometimes people say, I don't know, I guess it depends on you, but sometimes people say it's harder to wear it when you're older because it's harder to convince yourself.
Yeah.
But it's also
But it's also challenging when you're young because
remember in middle school?
Yeah,
okay,
there's just so many. You know what it is? Living in the Western world where there's so many trends. Clothing-wise, and being a teenager, and being in university and all that, you want to catch up. You want to be cool too. You want to show to your friends that you're able to dress like them and be cool like them and follow the trend. So I just feel like regardless of whatever age you start wearing hijab, you will find a challenge. It's just how you overcome it. So maybe we should speak about the times when we struggled with hijab and wanted to take it off.
Okay.
Which was not too long ago, by the way. Oh my god.
I have two that I can remember. Okay. Well, we have everyday normal ones.
Yeah.
Like sometimes
like when you don't feel cute.
Okay, so middle school. 8th grade. I was desperate to take it off. 8th grade.
Okay.
Dying to take it off. Desperate. Because of my appearance. At that time.
Appearance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of my appearance. Because of insecurity.
Okay.
That was it. I was 14, and this is so stupid, but I really I just really wanted to take it off because there was this jacket.
This trend, I remember.
This jacket. I loved this jacket that was like high rise.
Yeah.
And it didn't look right with a hijab. It looked right with hair and like this necklace. And it was like a Tiffany's necklace that was in at that time. I don't know. There was tiny things. I wanted to take it off because of like this jacket.
So like at that time, just to be more clear, the trend was wearing like crop tops.
Crop top jackets. Flare jeans and Fat Farm shoes.
Yes.
Oh, life.
Oh God, we're so old. But yeah,
I know, we are.
That was the trend back then. Can you believe that? So pretty much the whole point was for girls to show their waist and their behind and whatnot.
And I say middle school because there are, I'm sure, thousands of middle schoolers watching that feel it. And you know, you're not alone.
Yeah.
And I went to my dad. He knew I was really struggling with it, so he was like, okay, what's the deal?
Mm-hmm.
You want to take it off? What's going on? So I was like, I want to take it off, but I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, okay, you want to take it off, but you're scared. Why are you scared? I'm like, because I know like Allah's not going to be pleased with me. So he was like, okay, I can't help you there.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can do is I can tell you, do you want to take it off for, he was testing me.
Yeah.
He was like, do you want to take it off for a day and see how you feel? And I was like, Baba, will you be disappointed? He was like, no, I won't be disappointed for a day. And I was like, yeah, but will Allah be disappointed? He's like, yeah. And I was like, well then,
It
it
defeats
does
the
nothing.
purpose,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so he was like, see, Habibti, you know, you're fine, you're okay.
Aww.
But it was still hard. I mean, that
Yeah.
conversation didn't just like open the door. Like,
Yeah.
it was still hard, but at least I was like honest. But it was a struggle. It was really like annoying because it was a jacket. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I was also young.
It didn't help that I was like her best friend,
Oh.
and I didn't wear hijab at that time, so I was obviously that girl wearing those jackets.
No, wait, no, I'm gonna say something true. No, let me, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
So she would wear the nicest clothes, and I would like compliment her, but never once did she ever say, you should take it off,
Yeah.
or wear it like me, or she would always like to the point where it was annoying, because I almost wanted her to tell me to take it off. But she would always say, I love your style with hijab. I love your style, because we'd have like the Eid carnival,
Yeah.
and we'd be able to go in our, like, not our uniforms.
Yeah.
I love the way you wear hijab. It's wallah tara, wallah, it's amazing. Don't worry, who cares? And I was like, okay, wow. One friend out of like millions
Yeah.
that said, don't take it off.
And I saw that she was struggling, and the worst thing to do is to add on to the struggle and be like, yeah, take it off, because at the end of the day, you know yourself you're doing something wrong. Like for me, I knew I wasn't wearing hijab. I knew I wasn't doing the right thing. So telling her, hey, take it off to be like me doesn't make me any better.
Right.
You know, I always kind of held on to you for hope, because I saw you like, oh, okay, she wears hijab. That's the friend I want to be with. That's the girl I want to, you know, have a friendship for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And if she feels that hijab, 100% I am. Because you need girls who encourage you, not tell you to take it off.
I was looking at you as brave, because you were different than the others, telling me to keep it on.
But that's because I felt guilty for not wearing it.
Right.
So always by encouraging you to keep it on, I was
you
like,
felt like you were gonna do it.
I'm like,
one day.
yeah, I need to make her like strong with
Yeah.
hijab, because I need her to help me when that
Do it
day
one
comes.
day. Yeah.
So that's like my point of view when I was telling you to keep it on, that I was so proud of you.
Wow,
because I
that's
think you were
insane.
like the only girl, or maybe
yeah.
two girls out of the entire class that was actually wearing hijab, not as a uniform, but like permanently.
And I wore it a month before September 11th.
And that was another thing, you
Where
know, struggling.
everyone took it off, so
Yeah.
I didn't take it off, but because I was
I'm so
11
proud of
though.
you.
Oh, wow,
I
but,
know.
I mean, I'm proud, alhamdulillah,
Yeah.
but I was young.
So young.
So I was naive. I didn't really care or know what was happening, and I'm glad. Because
Yeah.
if you were old enough to pay attention and be scared,
Yeah.
you know, you get tested.
You're just brave, and I love that your parents were so supportive about it.
My mom would do this really fun thing with me. Did you remember this, right?
What was
We
it?
had a tinted car. It was like
Oh,
really,
yeah,
really
yeah,
dark tinted
yeah.
car. So anytime we drive at night, she would just say, it's okay. It's tinted. Put all the windows up and blast the radio and take off our hijab in the tinted car to feel like, you know,
It's so
I'm living
funny.
a double life.
But that helps.
Like we drove like from the stop sign back to the garage, and then that was it. And I was
With the tinted windows,
with
though.
the tinted windows,
so nobody
yeah.
would see. Mine's really just like, there's no specific moment. It was just after I wore it, I was like, did I make the right decision?
You regret it or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm
Wait,
gonna be
can we,
really honest.
like look
Huh.
when like Can we get into this?
Yeah.
Because I was a part of your process.
Yeah.
Remember with your mom and everything?
Yeah.
Yo, that was
It was
deep.
a process.
Let's get into yours. Let's get into yours again.
Okay, let's get into mine.
Okay.
So this is what I meant by saying that when you get older, wearing hijab or making the decision to wear hijab it doesn't get any easier.
No.
Because you know how women say, oh no, I need to be ready to wear hijab. I can't be so young and wear it. I'll just wait until I'm mature and I'm responsible, make my own decision to wear hijab. Habibti, mi amor, that's not gonna make a difference. You're not ready. You are not ready. You're not, just like you're never ready to have a baby, like when people plan for a baby.
Not ready.
Right? It just comes when it comes, and alhamdulillah, it's a blessing.
Sometimes when you're ready, things go wrong and you're not prepared.
Exactly.
So it's just better to just like take life easier.
Take life easy, and you're never ready for that responsibility. It's either you do it, you know, either you wear it or you don't. Actually, practicing sometimes helps.
Is it?
Yeah. Practicing sometimes helps because you're kind of like...
Well, I mean, practice, like if you're going to wear it to the masjid.
Yeah, practicing helps. So I wore it when I was 20. Almost 21 actually, just a couple months before turning 21. I was not engaged, I was not married.
Wait a minute, I have to say something.
Huh?
There's one thing Omaya said since we were younger that she didn't do.
What?
She like literally promised that she would wear the hijab after her wedding. So her wedding pictures would look amazing and her hair and everything. And not only did she wear it before her wedding, but she's like, I don't know how to say this, but it's like from like Venezuela, they love the pageants, you know, they love the beauty, her mom, her sister, it's all it's so like beautiful and
it's a very Hispanic thing.
Yeah, it is.
We're very into looks.
You know,
into
like
looks.
beauty queens and everything.
Yeah.
And then she just went the other way, and then
I shocked my mom with that one. I'll tell you that.
hey, you know, she shocked me too because she just pulled up in the car.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry. I'm like,
so,
really?
Because
I remember.
I don't know if you noticed, but a couple of weeks before I made the decision of wearing hijab, I kept asking you questions.
Yes, yeah.
And I don't know if you got the hint or not, but I kept asking her questions
no.
like, how do you feel wearing hijab nowadays?
Yeah.
How do you feel wearing hijab and being in university? I would ask her all these questions.
That's true.
Because I wanted to know, you know? I wanted to kind of prepare myself, like, so when you wear hijab, are you still normal? Like, do you still make friends easily? Like, you know, talk to guys? Like, are you able to, like, you know, have a relationship? Not haram, I'm just saying, like, with a guy... Does it stop you? Yeah, because, you know, when you don't wear hijab, it's just a lot easier to make friends.
And also not to be judged right away.
And, not to be judged by everything that you do. And I wasn't engaged at that time. Muhammad and I were just friends. So it was just a lot of things going through my head as a normal girl, so please don't judge. So the day that I wore hijab, or I started to wear hijab, I'll just say a very small version of it because I already made a video on this.
Yeah.
But the day I decided to wear hijab, I woke up for Fajr and I prayed. And something came over me. I mean, a lot of things have been happening prior to that also pushed me into the decision of wearing hijab. But specifically that night, or that morning, I woke up to pray Fajr, and I just had this like beautiful feeling in me, and very inspirational, and very, very like, I don't know, like
strong,
very, very strong to wear hijab. I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to just wear hijab today. Let me go to my university, wear hijab today. I'm not gonna tell anyone about it, like prior to wearing it, because I don't want their comments to influence whether I keep it on or take it off, right?
Yeah.
So usually I would go and pick Tata up. We would carpool. So I went and I picked her up that morning, and her mom was like,
yeah, and you know what's
who
so
is
funny?
that? Is that Omaya covered?
My mom said, did Omaya put the hijab on?
Yeah.
And I said no, even though you were wearing it.
Yeah.
I was like,
I didn't even tell Tata I was thinking about wearing it. Again, I just didn't want anyone's comment to influence.
Yeah, and
anything.
I was like, no, she's not. She would have told me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what are you doing?
She opens the door. She's like, what is that on your head?
Yeah, and you were like, I don't remember what you said, but I think you were saying something like,
I'm just trying
it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you want Starbucks?
The funny thing is that I wore hijab in the middle of the week. So one day I went to my class, you know, without my
Yeah.
scarf and everything. And then the
Yeah.
following day I go to the same class with a hijab on. And my teacher thought I was a new student. And she's like, I'm sorry, do we have somebody new in our class? And I'm like, no, this is me, Omaya. Like, they didn't recognize me.
I'm getting nervous.
It was very, very, very nerve-wracking. Just to let you guys know about the time when I felt like taking it off, it really came from the time when I put it on and I just didn't have the support in my family. Like, my mom was hating the idea of me wearing hijab.
Yeah.
And to me, there was nobody more important in my entire life than my mom. So like I just told you guys, I didn't warn anyone about my decision to wear hijab or practicing to wear hijab. I didn't tell Tada, I didn't tell Muhammad, I didn't tell any of my friends
That's why
my parents.
That's why I kind of feel like her mom wasn't in the wrong to react, because she wasn't reacting off of hate. She was reacting off of...
She was just shocked.
Yeah, like shock. So
Yeah.
I don't think she was coming from a bad place. I think she was just worried, like, is this Omaya being Omaya, or is this just this random decision she's doing?
Yeah.
She didn't really know how to understand it. But then after she knew that you were serious, oh my God, the support was
incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah. But in the beginning, she absolutely hated it. And it was really hard. It was really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't speaking for days. My mom and I would speak every single minute, you know, even if I was at school or not at school. Our relationship was like this, so close. And it still is very close, alhamdulillah. But I'm just talking about during that time, we were like glued. Like, she knew everything about me. Like, I never hid anything from my mom. The fact that I just didn't tell her anything about my hijab or thinking about wearing it, I think she was kind of like shocked, like, well, how would you make a decision and not even tell me about it, you know? And obviously she also didn't want me to wear the hijab before getting married. So the fact that she retaliated with not wanting me to wear the hijab, that day that I was practicing to wear hijab, I kept it on because of the way she reacted to it. I wanted to prove her wrong so bad that I was
losing.
like, yeah, like, you're not about to tell me I'm gonna fail at something that I put my mind into. Like, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna go for it.
Oh my God, it was so...
So she was just so like angry and mad, and she's like, you take that thing off right now. And it was, guys, it was a thing in my house.
Oh man.
And
you called me, you were like, I'm not practicing anymore, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I called her. I went to my room. Like, my mom and I exchanged some words, you know what I'm saying? And then I went upstairs to my room and I called her. I'm like, yo, I'm not practicing. I'm keeping it on. So just fast forward to a couple days later, like 10, 15 days later, my mom and I started speaking, and she's like, all right, so there's nothing I can do to convince you to take it off, or at least hold the thought of wearing hijab until you get married. And I told her, no, there's nothing you can do about it. She's like, okay, I'm gonna accept it. What can I do? You're so stubborn. Whenever you want to do something, you end up doing it regardless. So after that, our relationship went back to normal. You know, my mom is my #1 supporter. Like, you guys will literally see her comments in every single Instagram post, YouTube video. She is literally my #1 fan. She's very proud of me wearing hijab. So crazy when you think about it, right?
So true.
So after a couple of weeks went by, it started becoming very real. The fact of wearing hijab was becoming very real. And then...
It was like your decision now.
It's like, oh, it's my decision. Yeah. Okay, so what do I do now? Do I keep it on forever? And then when you think about, wow, no one will ever see my hair. Like, other than Muhammad and, you know, like my uncles, and my siblings and my father. But, oh my God, no one's ever going to see my hair? So it's just for me? That's it? Like, you kind of like you started like figuring out things about hijab that you didn't think about before that. Before then. And it just became real, and then I started struggling with wearing hijab.
Okay, can I say something?
Yeah.
If those of you that are watching that just started wearing hijab, there's a feeling of like you feel like you're suffocating.
Yeah.
That like wears off.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, of course it does.
But it's in
the beginning it's very serious.
It's very
like,
tough. That net, like your
dude,
neck.
Yeah. Like this used to like bother me. Like,
no, you know what I noticed? Like, we live in Florida.
Oh, it's so
and
hot.
It's so hot. But day one from when you were hijab to now, you don't sweat like you did when you first.
No.
Your body just, I don't know how, but
Yeah.
subhanAllah, like, just can retain the heat and handle it.
Yeah.
And you don't feel the suffocation after time. Don't think that this is like forever.
So, I guess after a couple of months, I would say, I started feeling very insecure with the hijab. And the reason why, and I'm going to be very, very honest, guys. It's going to sound very weird, but I'm going to be honest. The reason why I felt so insecure was because I used to get so much attention without the hijab. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry if this is coming off really weird, but I just want to be very honest, okay? This stuff happens.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know it happens because I get emails about it.
Let them know, girl. Let them know.
Prior to wearing the hijab, I'm telling you, I was, 20 years old, and I used to do my hair all the time, and my makeup and my outfits, and they're revealing, or, I didn't wear hijab, so my outfits were revealing. So I used to get a lot of attention.
Which is true, because I was always with her.
Yeah, and after I put it on,
the attention stopped.
I felt like a ghost. I felt like I wasn't even in the room with the same people.
Yeah, those were people who knew you.
People who knew me, yeah.
Listen,
it was just a weird
woman,
transition.
mashallah, without their hijabs, I'm sure, mashallah, beautiful. And let's face the facts. The facts are, we look, alhamdulillah, like I would say, all of us look better without it.
Yeah.
That's the point of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go from...
That's the point of wearing hijab, yeah.
Yeah, you go from being like a disco ball to like, like a nightlight. And then you're like, wait, how do I shine?
Right.
But that's not the point. When your mind comes to terms with it, that's when you become concrete.
Yeah.
That's when you become unbreakable.
Yeah.
When you realize you don't want to shine. You want to like bring light.
Yes.
You don't want to just be this thing that just like pops,
I'm telling you, girl, it was
saying?
very hard.
It
was very hard. And even after I got engaged to Muhammad, alhamdulillah, he was such a, like, you and Muhammad were there. Like, literally, Muhammad in one hand and Tara in the other. You guys were so supportive, so encouraging, and made it so much easier for me to keep it on. Like, you guys were
you struggle with identity.
Good. Identity, yeah.
That's what you struggle with the most with hijab. She was trying to figure out, am I Omaya or am I a hijabi? Which one?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can be both, but it takes time to figure that out.
Yes.
And I will say something. I don't know if we have time.
No, go ahead, girl.
I'm going to say something real quick. A lot of girls say this. I'm going to wear hijab when I get engaged.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear hijab when I get married. And I feel like that always falls back to the man. So once they find a man or once they get situated, they're going to wear hijab. I had, I know we talked about the middle school struggle, but I had a big struggle with hijab after I was engaged.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with...
Same here.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with the guy.
Yeah.
It has to do with you.
Yeah.
So, one of the roughest times, you had it on.
Yeah.
And we were old.
Yeah.
We were about to graduate USF.
Yeah.
And I was struggling with hijab again. And that, I'm telling you, it's probably twice.
Yeah.
It was
oh my
middle
God,
school.
this story gave me chills. So much.
Okay, so I was about 21, 22 years old. Last semester at USF, I was taking an art class, but this specific art class had Islamic art. It was my last semester, and I wouldn't say I was struggling with hijab, but I think I was just overall struggling. Last semester, I don't know what I want, I don't know what I'm doing. Just kind of lost, stressed, yeah. Struggling with faith too. So anyways, I was in. And I was not questioning hijab, but, no, I was questioning hijab.
Yeah.
No, I was questioning hijab.
Yeah.
Completely. Why do we wear it? What's the point? Even though I have all the answers.
Also, you were very, what's the role of women in Islam?
Right. What's the role of women in Islam?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's a
yeah.
big,
you were why are men this and women this? And you were.
So this is the thing. I mean, okay. I consider myself a feminist. I don't.
Well, all women should.
No, but I don't. I think all men and women should. Feminism isn't. It doesn't mean we hate men, pro women. No. That's it. No, it just means equality. And I totally respect men, and I think that we should be treated in different ways. But I think we should be given the same respect.
Better. Shit, all the stuff we do, we should be treated better.
I mean, obviously, man is man, woman is woman. There are differences. There are physical differences. There are differences.
Yeah.
However, I just don't think that one should be disrespected and one should.
Like, one's not smarter than the other.
Blah, blah,
when
blah.
it comes to work, we should all get paid the same. We bring the same thing to the table.
I mean, if you bring the same thing to the table, of course, you know. I was just confused. I mean, you know, like a lot of people hate on Islam. They hate on hijab. They hate on hijab. Yeah, that's what they hate on. So the word oppression gets thrown around a lot.
Don't you hate that? How is this like women wearing hijab and oppression like tied to each other?
Okay, so what I'm thinking is the way. Okay, so they think we're oppressed because we cover, correct?
Yeah.
So we cover everything. When you're covered and sheltered, they think you're oppressed because you know nothing.
Yeah.
That's what the stereotype is.
Yeah.
So we were in art class, and I was the only Muslim there, and I was the only hijabi there. And they were showing a presentation of like women in overseas wearing hijab and like, you know, many different like artistic photos. So the topic of Islam came up about like oppression and hijab.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the girls in the back, very beautiful, I'll never forget her. She was very, very beautiful. You know, just the like Starbucks, hoodie, blonde. Oh my god. But she was so pretty.
Yeah.
Raises her hand and she's like, okay, like, I just don't understand, like, why women are so oppressed in this religion. So she truly wanted
just
to know.
asking a question.
Yeah, she wanted to know, why are women oppressed? Why do you guys have to cover? Because it's like it's my body. Nobody should make me cover.
Honestly, it's kind of like a legit question to ask somebody who doesn't know anything about Islam.
That's true.
Yeah, like why do you cover? Like what is the purpose?
Right.
Yeah.
And I raised my hand. I was like, do you mind if I can address the question she asked? And she was like, sure. And the class just goes dead silent. So I turn around and I look at her and I was like, okay, so I understand you think I'm oppressed because I cover everything. I'm not offended. I just want to explain myself. She was like, okay, so yeah, I feel like women are oppressed in your religion. And I was like, all right, I understand that. Now, if we can take like a vote in the class, if we can stand up, you stand in front of me and I stand in front of you, and we're facing one another, and we're basically one another's reflection. You think I'm oppressed, but I actually think it's the exact opposite. I think you're the one oppressed because I can control everything you see from head to toe, whereas I can see everything I want. And so she just like froze. She looked at me like, I'm like, to be fair, females are more attractive than males. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God in our religion of Islam, decided he wanted us to cover, not because of our oppression or because we're weak, but because man is unable to handle everything we show. So we cover not because of our weakness, but because of man's weakness. So that's almost giving women more elevation in terms of strength. So I'm not oppressed. I'm considered dignified, strong in Allah's eyes, and also not oppressed. I'm covered and I control what you see. You don't know how I look under here. But I made a joke and I was like, and I look great. Yeah. And then they all started laughing and I was like, yeah, I look amazing.
Of course you have to put that little spice there.
So if I can just go forth with a thought, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started the faith, started the deen with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he started it with manpower and, you know, trying to get the risala out there of Islam, of the deen, of the faith. So I was thinking, wow, so much of men's energy went into this religion, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose the females to advertise. So you can find me from a mile away and know that I'm Muslim. You can't tell if a man is Muslim. Men started the faith, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us the ending to carry it on. So I looked at it as like, wow, we are the
representation of Islam.
Really. And so I was like, wow, subhanallah, like here I am thinking, oh well, what do we get? We get the rest of it, you know? And if you're thinking about hijab and you're struggling about hijab, the struggles of appearance and things like that are so tiny compared to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
But these tiny struggles are very, very normal. We feel them, everybody feels them, and it's okay, it's normal, we all feel it. And I'm sure there are maybe one or two women out there that are like, oh my god, I've never felt anything and I'm totally okay and I'm Superman.
More power to you.
But the rest of us who are struggling, you're not alone.
Yeah.
We're with you and
Yeah.
we support you.
And by the way, to go back to your story, the girl went up to you and apologized.
Yeah, she did, yes. At the end of the class, she was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it that way. And I was like, I understand. And I got a couple people clap in the back.
Yeah.
They started clapping.
Yeah.
One guy was like, I'm gonna let my girl wear hijab.
And I just want to tell all the girls, you will keep it on once you find the reason why you put it on to begin with. If you put it on for a man, if you put it on because it's a trend, if you put it on because all your friends wear it and you don't wear it, although it got you to wear hijab, that is not the reason why you should wear it.
Mm-hmm.
You should wear it because of Islam, because of Allah. It's, you know, it's mandatory.
If they help you get there, great, but just...
To help you get there, there's no problem. But all I'm saying is it's harder because when you start questioning, like, oh, why did I even put it on for? Like, I put it on for the wrong reasons. So I'm just saying, like, make sure you're doing it for Allah, because obviously that's what's asked for us women in Islam to do. I also don't want women who don't wear hijab and are Muslim to feel bad, because you will have a time when, you know...
You're on your own path.
Yeah,
Everybody's on their
everybody,
own path.
It's not a race. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Hijab is not a race. You just have
Get to it when you get to it.
When you get to it, you get to it, and inshallah you do it for the right reasons. I hope that our stories are something that you guys can relate to. And if you guys are struggling still or have other questions that you would like us to answer, please go ahead and leave it on the comment section. Hopefully we can do more videos about it.
Yeah, I'm down.
We're all in it together. We're all sisters in Islam. If I can help you one way, I'm more than happy to do that. I don't want you guys to feel alone. We all, even me as a, you know, Instagrammer or influencer, I go through my own struggles. Don't think just because I post beautiful photos wearing hijab that, oh my God, this girl has no struggles. I absolutely do. But I just know the reason why I'm wearing it, and that makes me comfortable to know I'm making the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
Am I always correct with wearing hijab? Can I fix things about maybe my wardrobe? Absolutely.
Always room for improvement. Always.
Always room
everyone.
for improvement. Yeah, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We love you so much, and see you next time. Ciao!